This burrito reduces your inflammation, lavishes you with antioxidants, and one of its multiple protein sources is proven to increase collagen. This other burrito, however, increases your inflammation, steals your antioxidants from you, and accelerates the aging process in more ways than just one. Hi, I'm Hazel, and it was only after accidentally curing myself of acne with plant-based protein that I started to really look into it. Why is my acne cleared up? Why have I spent so many years trying to apply all of these different skincare ingredients and not getting anywhere? And then years later, in like 3 months or so, all of a sudden my skin was glowing, it was clear, my PMS was gone, the weight was gone. So since then, I have been absolutely obsessed with beauty nutrition and understanding which foods are the very best for your skincare and also your health. After all, as a woman, I multitask all day, so my food should too, shouldn't it? And unfortunately, all this mainstream advice about protein actually has us very confused about what we really need to think about protein, especially when it comes to our skincare and our natural beauty. That's basically really a topic that's very neglected. So that's why I'm here today. I'm going to share with you the beauty protein essentials that you need for amazing skin. We'll also go over the worst sources for protein in terms of inflammation and premature aging, or really aging acceleration. But if you're thinking, hang on there, Hazel, I have low iron, I've always had low iron, I cannot go without meat. I used to be iron deficient as a meat eater, and I've actually solved it now as a plant-based eater. And it all starts with a very quick 1-minute hack that also gets rid of your period pain. But back to the protein. How can you make sure that you get enough protein, all the protein that you need to be really healthy, as well as have that glowing, clear complexion? Getting enough protein. More is not always better. When I first went plant-based, there was a lot of people very concerned for me. Like, where are you gonna get your protein from? And they were in complete shock. I totally get it. We're told again and again and again that you have to hit your protein goals, and this somehow has become like the #1 nutritional goal, like everywhere. That can be quite anxiety provoking. So let's look at the worst case possible if you try to eat some more plants. Let's look at the health of vegans. Here is the recommended daily intake of protein on average, and it's 42 grams. Vegans on average eat over 70 grams, 30 grams more than what's actually necessary. Hang on. That's really weird, right? Vegans don't eat meat, so where do you get your protein from? Let's ask the protein experts. But finally, let's look at the meat eaters. The average meat eater got a whopping grand total of 74 grams of protein a day. So there you have it. Whether you're a meat eater, a vegan, or anywhere in between, you're basically getting almost the same amount of protein, and you're getting copious amounts. You're getting way more protein than you actually need. And so, no need to stress. I love it. In terms of skincare, when I look at this graph, it actually makes me feel pretty sad, because all of this excess animal protein that you're eating means you're also missing out on essential nutrients like fiber, antioxidants. Plant-based foods have on average 64 times the amount of antioxidants than animal-based foods. So if you're a meat eater, then maybe consider doing meatless Mondays. If you're already somebody who does meatless Mondays, then maybe you could go meatless Mondays to Fridays. And then, of course, if you're vegetarian or vegan, just give yourself a pat on the back. You've done really well for your skin today. But hang on, isn't there another really important reason why people should eat animal protein over plant-based protein? What about that business with the essential amino acids that we can get from animals that we cannot get from plants? 2. Your body balances by itself. One of my favorite things about understanding really thoroughly your body and nutrition and plant-based foods is that the more you understand, the easier life gets. Again, I've been plant-based for like 10 years now, and for not 1 second have I wasted any time trying to balance my amino acids, and nothing bad has happened to me. And here is why. We get told that you need to balance all of your amino acids every day, but it turns out that our bodies are much smarter than this. They have their own like protein recycling process, and so every single day our bodies are dumping a whopping 90 grams of protein back into our gut so that our gut can break the protein apart, reassemble the amino acids at its discretion according to what you need for that day. And it basically just sorts out this problem of balance on its own. It is impossible to design an amino acid deficient diet based on the amounts of unprocessed starches and vegetables sufficient to meet the caloric needs of humans. Now that's a lot of fancy jargon speak to say as long as you're eating enough, as long as you're not starving yourself because you're trying to lose weight, and you really don't need to starve yourself to lose weight, especially on a plant-based diet, which is great because now that my gut's in charge, I don't need to spend any time or effort stressing about this. And I love that.
3. Terrifyingly inflammatory.
Some proteins have an inflammatory compound in them called advanced glycation end products. You want to avoid these, you just don't need them. Having more advanced glycation end products in your skin leads to reduced skin elasticity and increased pigmentation. Compared to fruits and vegetables, red meat has 150 times more AGEs. Just let that sink in for a bit. 150 times more. If I hadn't already convinced you that plant protein was okay to try because we get enough of it and because our body balances it all ourselves, 150 times more inflammatory compounds. Like, oh my God, I wish more people were talking about this. Now that's just red meat. The researchers also looked at chicken. Unfortunately, that's even 20 times worse than red meat. Let that also sink in as well. I totally understand, maybe you really like chicken, maybe chicken's everywhere, and maybe you're eating that chicken breast in order to lose weight because that's basically what everyone tells you to do. Losing weight on one hand while compromising your inflammation significantly on the other hand, I don't feel like that's fair. And again, we're women, we multitask all day. Why not find the foods that are multitasking for us as well? Just make life simpler. So instead of chicken, imagine having chickpeas. By swapping chicken for chickpeas, this chickpea curry here, the link is below, you are 1, incredibly reducing the amount of AGEs in your bloodstream and in your skin, and therefore reducing your exposure to inflammation. 2, this is further good news for the other ingredients in this curry. So the spices in this curry have loads of antioxidants to help you with inflammation. If you had spices with chicken, you would be using those antioxidants to fight off the chicken. But instead, by having these spices with chickpeas, which aren't causing you inflammation, these spices, like the antioxidants can just roam around and like attack whatever bad stuff remains, like that UV exposure, that air pollution, all that stuff that you can't avoid. Now you've freed up the nutrients from the other aspects of this dish to just nourish you. And I love that. 4. Faster and faster aging. So if you're very interested in preventing aging, then this is the #1 book out there. It is just the most comprehensive resource, and yeah, it's very thick. Don't worry, I'll be doing more videos on this. And it's how I realized just how shockingly pro-aging animal protein is for you. So let's get into it. All right, actually, you know what? It's a super thick book. I'll just give you a quick summary for today's video. Dr. Greger outlines 11 different aging pathways in this book. Then he shows us which ones are affected by protein in general and animal protein in particular if you want to slow down aging and stay younger for longer. Do you want to take a guess of how many pathways of the 11 animal protein actually speeds up? I'll give you a second. Oh, I should be taking bets, shouldn't I? Oh well. It's not 1. It's not 5. It speeds up 10 of the 11 pro-aging pathways. Okay, so what should you be doing? Well, as an example, the next time you eat bolognese, maybe trade out that mincemeat for lentils. And the next time you eat lentil bolognese, give yourself a pat on the back. You are preventing not 1, not 3, not 5, but 10 anti-aging pathways. And that just feels like a bargain to me. 5, the secret about collagen. So collagen is one of the most popular topics on this channel, and I totally understand why. Unfortunately, because of these like mainstream beliefs about protein, how you have to eat animal protein or like literally eat collagen in order to increase your collagen, it can be really quite confusing and a little bit difficult to get to the truth of how is the best way to actually firm up your skin with more collagen. One of the reasons why we really want to avoid inflammation is that the more inflammation we have, the more the collagen can break down. It's as if we're taking the defenses away from our collagen. Good news, you can start preventing this today by swapping out some meat for some plant protein. The other good news is that you don't actually have to eat literal collagen in order to have more collagen in your skin. And again, that's because our bodies are like way more smarter than we're taught. If you're a total skincare nerd, then maybe watch this video instead, because I'm giving like the beginner's run through in this video, and that goes into a lot more detail about the myths of collagen that are just a complete waste of your time. But basically, if you want to increase your collagen, don't feel like you're missing out by not eating meat. Here's what you do instead, and that is eat more tofu or eat more soybeans. Not only is soy anti-inflammatory, so it protects you from collagen breakdown, it also, as a phytoestrogen, which is similar to estrogen but not bad, like having too much estrogen, it supports actual collagen production. And so you get like 2 for the price of 1 there, which again, I love, it's a bargain. But maybe you have people in your life who are like totally committed to meat, or maybe they're kids and they're just not going to eat, like they're fussy and they're just not going to eat something different. You don't want to cook 2 dinners. I understand that. I get that feedback all the time from women, and that's fine. What you can do instead is just like buy really simply a packet of silken tofu and then mix up a sauce to go with it, you know, like soy sauce, some sesame oil. There's a link below for you. There are so many variations of this, and it takes like 10 minutes, and then you're done, and then you've done something really great for yourself without cooking 2 meals. Alternatively, if you'd like to see just plain really yummy foods that help you with collagen, then I highly recommend this video here. In the meantime, I hope this really helped you. It definitely helped me, and I'll see you next week.